Hello, David here, and the project for today is to try out these Magpul front and rear sights. These are called the MBUS3 sight, made out of plastic. They're available in black, flat dark earth, or olive drab green, and they are made in the USA. Hold on there, don't get too excited. We're behind enemy lines over here, behind the Iron Curtain. These don't necessarily have instructions, but there is a QR code on here where you could go to their website if you scan it with your smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, you could go on the website to magpul.com/instructions. And when I went there, I knew that Magpul has a good selection of items available for sale, but I had no idea they had such a huge selection. I'm going to roll that through over here if you want to follow through. So these fit the M1913 Picatinny rails, standard AR-15 height, toolless 0 adjustment, enhanced dual width front sight post, ambidextrous spring-loaded deployment, lightweight reinforced polymer construction, same plane rapid select rear aperture. And when I get it mounted, I'm going to bore sight it. I never know what YouTube is going to do about firearms. I do a lot of firearm work, but I never put that stuff on YouTube because they've abolished the Bill of Rights. So I check Grok, which is an artificial intelligence program, and ask them if YouTube allows front and rear sight adjustment and installation, and they said YouTube wouldn't have a problem with that. But with YouTube, you never know, because one time they think something's illegal and the next time they think it's not, and they either demonetize or delete your video. I made a printout of the instruction. There's a warning not to install on M1913 gas blocks. Remove the 10-24 dual drive screw from the MBUS3. Slide it on the rail with the sight arm to the rear. When the sight is in the desired position, go to the next step. Use a flathead screwdriver or 1/8 inch hex key. Hand tighten the 10-24 dual drive screw. Make sure you don't over tighten it. Over tightening could damage the MBUS3 or the rail. Fully insert the tool into the dual drive screw before tightening or loosening, and do not use ball end drivers. So if you don't put it in all the way, you could strip the plastic. To deploy the sight, press the release latch on top of the base. To stow the sight, push down on the sidearm into a flat position. To adjust the elevation, rotate the elevation adjustment barrel in accordance with the markings on the rear of the sight tower. Counterclockwise rotation will lower the post in the tower, raising your point of impact on the target. Clockwise rotation will raise the post in the tower, which will lower your point of aim. It's the opposite of adjusting the rear sight. Each click of the sight adjusts the vertical point of aim by approximately 1 inch at 100 meters with the typical M4 carbine, and your results might vary. The sight width adjustment. The MBUS3 front sight is equipped with a dual width front sight post. This feature allows you to rotate the front sight post 90 degrees and choose between a combat style wider front sight and a narrow match width front sight. I didn't know about that. That's cool. The default position is the combat width post. The use of the match width post, raise the front sight post until it no longer engages the elevation adjustment barrel. Rotate it so the desired width is facing the rear sight, and lightly push down while rotating the barrel counterclockwise. Return it to the original position and confirm or re-zero. On the rear sight, flip the sight up for easier install. It might be necessary to remove the charging handle to install the sight from the rear. Remove the 1024 dual drive screw from the MBUS3 and slide it onto the rail with the sight arm to the rear. When the sight is in the desired position, go to the next step. Using a flathead screwdriver or 1/8 inch hex key, hand tighten the 1024 dual drive screw. Use care not to over tighten, just like on the front sight. To deploy the rear sight, press the release latch on top of the base to stow the sight. Push down on the sidearm into a flat position. To adjust windage, rotate the windage adjustment knob in accordance with the markings on the face of the knob. Counterclockwise will move your point of impact to the left. Clockwise will move your point of impact to the right. Note the markings on the rear of the sidearm for visual indication of relative windage. Each click of the sight adjusts the horizontal point of aim by approximately 0.6 of an inch at 100 meters with the typical M4 carbine, and of course your results might vary depending upon your weapon and sight radius. Aperture selection. MBUS3 has a selectable aperture system with a larger diameter aperture for rapid sight acquisition and a small aperture for a more refined sight picture. To switch between apertures, flip the aperture arm 180 degrees. The sight can be folded with either aperture selected. I just checked the screw. The screw's not plastic, it's steel because it's magnetic, but my 1/8 Allen wrench is too tight, it doesn't fit. My next size down is 7/64, and that's too loose, so I'm just going to use a screwdriver to remove the screw. Anytime you mount a iron sight or a scope, there's a little bit of play in there before you tighten it down. Hold it forward while you tighten the screw so that recoil won't loosen it, because if it's not forward, it's going to be back and recoil's going to try to push it forward. You'll see an R and an arrow. Turn it clockwise to move your point of impact to the right. On the front side, I am able to get my 1/8 inch Allen wrench in if I push really tight. Just like the rear sight, flip the sight up for an easier installation. And work it onto the rail. Hold it towards the front while you tighten it. Both sights came with the aperture and the post and the target configuration, not the combat configuration, which is what I prefer. So on the front side, it's pretty easy to change. You follow the arrow to the right for up, which is turning it that way, and that's to move the point of aim up. Because if I turn this, you'll notice that the post is going down. Let's sports sight it. You don't need any fancy mechanisms or lasers or anything like that. Bore sighting's been done by artillery crews for many generations. What you got to do is separate the upper from the lower, remove the bolt carrier so that you could see through the barrel. You could do this with any bolt action rifle and many other semi-auto rifles. You just have to have an opening to see through the bore. You can't do it with the Ruger 1022 because the Ruger 1022 is closed on the rear of the receiver unless it's been modified to run a cleaning rod from the back. If the back's been drilled out and you can see through the barrel, then you can do it with the 1022. So what I do is I aim at my mailbox across the street from my garage. I've got the upper snugly in my workmate, and I just look down the barrel till I could see the mailbox through the barrel. And need to adjust it a little bit. Go down a little. That's pretty close. Maybe to the left a little. Okay, after that, then what you do is look at the sights. See if the sights are on. I need to move the front sight down, which is opposite of up. Oh. And I am at the end of the travel. Need to move this side over. Well, the way I see it, this is going to be hitting high. But the front sight won't go down any lower. It's daylight and here's the view through the bore. I don't know if you can see anything. I'll try to zoom in. I think I'm having a focus problem. So here are my first shots after the bore sighting. You can see I got it on paper. Grouping's pretty good. Here are my next shots after adjustment. My first adjustment was what you see in the 2 o'clock position. And I did a third position which got me closer to the bullseye. I want to thank you guys and gals for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more great videos from David GPO.